Hi everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I am so glad that you're here with me this evening. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that live chat button and say hello. If you are watching this in the future, you're going to have just as fun and healing a time as if you were here live. And for those of you who have been here before, thanks for returning. It's wonderful to see you all. We're going to start things off with a beautiful crystal grid built to the exact request of everyone here. So go ahead and use the live chat and share any requests that you have for your personal healing and wellness, whether it's something general or specific. I can pick stones for you, or you can request specific stones, whatever feels better for you. And if you'd like to learn more about my live online Reiki certifications, community Discord, crystal shop, or social media, all of that is linked in the description below. If you're watching this on the replay and you'd like to skip ahead just to the healing, go ahead and move the time marker to about the 1 hour point, or to when you notice the lights begin to shift, and you'll be able to just be drifted away into beautiful healing vibes with lovely music. The rest of us here, we're going to hang out and discuss some crystals and build some intentions for our healing. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take a peek in the chat and we'll take a look at the grid that I've started for you all already in progress. Awesome. So we've got our usual copper spiral here. This helps to get the energy moving. It helps to break up any blockages that might be there. We also have citrine, which helps with manifesting financial abundance, which is always a request, as well as balancing logic and intuition. We have smoky quartz because I felt like that could really be useful today. It's helpful for protection, but also transmuting energy. So if you're looking to shift something into a higher vibration, move some energy around, get some higher vibes going, that's one to help you transition into something a little bit better. It also is thought to be very protective of things like protective against things like theft, and it's just a wonderful have around the house stone too. And beneath it all, we have some nephrite jade. This is just blessings and an abundance of blessings all right there. This is good fortune, good health, wealth, family life, all of the above. It is a sacred stone in China and to the indigenous people of Central and South America. So we're wonderfully happy to have some here today. So let's go ahead and take a peek at who is here in the chat, say our hellos, and put some crystals on the grid for all of you. So let's see what we got. Oh, we've got some good requests already. Good stuff. Okay, cool. So let me just follow up. So far we've got JS. Aw, that's a sweet blessing. Grace, Korakar, Key, and or Patty. We'll see. Blue Sky. Joyce, welcome in. Susan. You and Greg, thank you. Yes, today is my 42nd birthday, and yes, I have a light up crystal crown. Because why not? Thank you, Violet Integration. We've also got Healing and Growing. Welcome in, Vincent. And Camille, welcome in. Oh, it's so good to see you all. Intention for you, heart health. Just got released from the hospital yesterday. Oh man, absolutely. We have some crystals to help you chill out and relax. You're in the right place. We're going to chill out and relax together. It's so good to see you all. So yeah, feel free to hang out, chat back and forth. I love this group so much. Let's see. So first requests. Diabetes and neuropathy, you got it. Okay. Gotcha. And loss. Okay. So for diabetes and neuropathy, serpentine. See, looking for the perfect stones here. also got, let's start with that. Okay, yeah, let's start with Serpentine. This is a wonderful stone for diabetes as well as hypoglycemia. It can help with muscle weakness, rashes, eczema, and anything having to do with calcium and magnesium deficiency. It's thought to be really helpful for that. Oh, I've got stuff all over my hands. I've also seen folks use this for quite a bit of just pain and anxiety-induced pain and pain that induces anxiety. We have some other anxiety stones as well. So this is Serpentine. We have Jet for, this is for Susan and Greg. Jet is wonderful for grief, and this is one that helps us to be present in our grief rather than completely overwhelmed by it or shut down by it, so we can actually process that grief. It's wood that's been fossilized through really intense heat, usually something like a volcano, but yeah, it can be wonderful for things like grief because it allows us to be in it and sort of go through the motions rather than just being washed over by them. So we'll bring this in. And thank you. Yeah, this crown is actually just like the Aqua Aura is made with a process using gold. These are processed. They have a coating on them. So yeah, and then I put some LED lights and a battery pack on it. So yep, super fun time. Brother-in-law, oh yeah, and blending kitty families. So brother-in-law had stroke, so we're gonna do blue kyanite. Good stuff. Let's see who else we have. Releasing fear, getting things done even if it feels overwhelming and intimidating. Communication. Attracting to the right people and opportunities. Healing for Dobby, your dog. Nice. Oh, thank you, Chris. Welcome, Mindy. Tourmaline 2. I could rock this crown on every stream. It's heavy. Not as heavy as like what the queen was expected to wear, clearly, but it heavy. A lot of crystals and like the steel band and stuff. Let's see. So let's do that. We also have that helps nerves because I'm also looking for trying to remind myself which are really good stones for like the nerve pain and stuff. And I usually use things like moss agate for that. Okay, so Amazonite helps with the spine and spinal nerves. So this can definitely help to some extent, as well as for those of us who tend to have a healer's mentality, the caretakers. This helps us to have some self-respect and to see that our well-being is just as important as everyone else's, and we absolutely deserve the same quality of care and attention as those that we care for. A wonderful stone for that. It can be very calming too. So bring that in. Blue kyanite, as I mentioned, is thought to be helpful for stroke and brain injury, particularly if it impacts mobility and or speech. On a spiritual level, it can be exceptionally helpful for radical self-acceptance, accepting yourself exactly as you are, as well as helping you to understand any kind of spiritual or intuitive messages. So if you're reading tarot cards or getting dreams or ideas or thoughts and you're not quite sure what they mean, this is a great stone to work with and call on. It's an excellent stone for lots of things. I have lots of it all over the house. Moss agate is great for fears of the unknown. I've done some extensive research on this one over the last couple of days. It's definitely, like I said, it's great for any kind of illness, whether it's like an infection, whether it's fungal, bacterial. If you have a virus sweeping through your body, it helps your body to get the upper hand a little bit and kind of clear it out of even the nooks and crannies. It's been used in China for that for quite some time. It's also thought to help us connect with our higher self as well as our inner child. If you're doing any of that kind of work, it can help us bring in unconditional love and connection to spirit and see that we do have our own connection and that we are absolutely worthy of getting the messages from the universe that are so important to us. But yeah, connection with nature too. So let's go ahead and sprinkle some moss agate around here. But I see it as like definitely supporting nerve health in general too. But anything that is infectious too. We also have attracting the right people and opportunities, and I will absolutely get to everyone tonight. Attracting the right people and opportunities. Honey calcite can be really helpful with that. It helps us with staying optimistic even when times are kind of like not the greatest. So a lot of this was in my environment in 2020 and kept it all over the place. But this can help attract good colleagues, friends, neighbors, all of the above. Helps bring in good, lighthearted, optimistic, good match people for you in your life. Also helps with, this can be really supportive for postmenopausal stuff. And I lost my ovaries when I was like 34. So I definitely found this one helpful for that too. Honey calcite works with the solar plexus, which is our sense of self, as well as the sacral, which is how we relate to others. So it helps us to really start some great relationships with everyone around us based on balance and flow. We've got that will definitely help there. Spinal stenosis, definitely the Amazonite we put in. Financial abundance, Kundalini awakening, love, finding a soulmate. Blue Caribbean calcite with aragonite, rutilated Herkimer aqua aura. Also got, oh, this is going well. So let's bring in the rutilated quartz and the rose quartz. Rutilated quartz helps to send healing exactly where it needs to go. It's also wonderful for balancing the mind and the body's connection. It's a stone that gives us a lot of energy if we're fighting off an illness or kind of getting back on our feet after an illness or injury. It's also thought to be supportive of people undergoing care for cancer. It's thought to help direct all of the treatments to exactly where they need to go. It's been used for that for several decades at least. So we're going to bring this in by request and also for the support of Korakar's stepfather. Rose quartz is exceptional for bringing in unconditional love in a very strong and consistent way. This makes it a lot easier for us to let go of what no longer serves because it reminds us and really supports us to understand that there is something better to take in. It's not like we're going to let go of of a habit or a pattern and invite something worse. It's just that true unconditional love that is like, hey, I'm here, I can come in. So let's go ahead and bring in that rose quartz. Great stone of the heart chakra. Also wanted to bring in red jasper. Can be wonderful for things like empowerment, like standing up for yourself, social justice, having standing up for yourself, taking basically to get out of life what you put into it. When you have to say, hey, wait a minute, what about me? This is a stone that helps you feel supported in doing so. It's also great for psychic protection. A lot of the darker stones, red and black, tend to be. A lot of jaspers can be as well. Also great for emotional support for like long illnesses and convalescence. So it seems like we've got a couple people that are kind of dealing with that. Also great for, I've also found that this is great for depression. I've felt that it does help me a little bit, but not as much as Aqua Aura, but I did want to bring it in for that. It can be really stabilizing and grounding. We also have aragonite with blue Caribbean calcite. That helps us to get the optimal flow of Kundalini, which is our own energy that lies dormant at the base of the spine. And when we can balance our Earth Star chakra and our root, which connects to our ability to step forward with our soul's purpose, and the Soul Star chakra, which is up with the crown, and that's envisioning the greatest potential of what we can do. When we balance them both, it allows the energy between to flow much more easily. And so this is thought to really help optimize the flow of Kundalini energy within the body. And so this is the brown within these specimens is the aragonite, and the blue is the blue Caribbean calcite. So this is the two of them together. This is a stone that can look quite different specimen to specimen if you're purchasing them online. Some are kind of translucent, some are much more opaque, some are, some have light passing through them, some don't. Some are very light, bright blue, and some are this kind of pale, just barely blue. Just know that if you're looking for them online, that they can look quite different. Herkimer diamond helps with manifesting anything that is in our highest good in a way that is complementary to everyone and everything that manifestation touches. So if we're asking for opportunities, this helps find the most spiritually aligned people for us to connect with, and helps it to be a beneficial alignment for them as well. So it can be really harmonizing in community when you're rising up to a spiritual vibration. It can also help you to connect with intuition. It's supportive of healthy metabolism. It's also wonderful for being in the present moment, which is, that's so hard in modern society anyway. But anytime that we're manifesting and asking the universe for something, it really helps when we're grounded in where we are right now, everything that's important to us right now, and everything that we're blessed with right now. So being in the present moment. And so anyone that's asking for opportunities, the right people to connect with, this can be a really powerful stone too. Aqua Aura is a stone, as I mentioned before, that a lot of us have been using for depression and seasonal affective disorder. We're very close to the darkest time of the year. December 21st was not that long ago. Oh, Miss Ackerman, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome, welcome aboard. But yeah, this has been, of course, none of the stones we have here for anything are a replacement for anything. At the same time, why not add in a little bit of extra support? And this is definitely a crystal that has been processed with a man-made process, actually using gold in a similar process to what my crown was done. So it's beautiful, and definitely not something we would see in nature because it has been altered by man. So we're going to go ahead and bring this in. I'll put that there for now. We'll see where that ends up. Oh, Chris, I did see an email come through from you. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. I was teaching today. I was teaching Reiki too. Oh, it's 2:22 over there. My goodness, it's so early over there. Yeah, it is very cold. It is super cold. And the colder it is outside, the hotter it is in my apartment because apartment buildings in West Philly are fickle like that. Moss agate, you got it. Anything I'm looking forward to this year? Any intentions? Just continuing to grow the channel and continuing to teach more. And I definitely have my eyes on some really fun things that are coming up this year, but excited for what the future holds. Yeah, it feels like, post-COVID, everything is just sort of like, what's next? We have no idea. And it's like, I feel like we're all getting into our stride with that not knowing. I'm okay with it. We're moving forward. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of good energy coming in this year. Stone for stomach issues. And what you just said, the one for psychic powers, you were just going to ask. Yeah, moss agate. Yeah, moss agate is great for inner child, higher self work, and fears of the unknown. Like if you feel like there's a fear that's holding you back, but you can't quite put your finger on it, this is supposed to be a really great stone for that. I haven't used it for that, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try. And stomach issues for sure. And your dreams have been pretty wild lately. Definitely releasing fear. Red jasper as well as the moss agate for sure. Do I have white agates? I have black and white banded agate. This is a great one for moving through grief. It's like I see it as like the death card in the tarot, where death is not always a bad thing. Like the death of a person or an animal is sad. But when we talk about sometimes there's, and this is black and white banded agate, sometimes we're in that season of change where we're closing doors so that we can open others. This is that kind of a stone. Also, for moving through grief, this helps us to open to new experiences rather than simply being shut down by grief. So letting the light in when we're at our darkest time. I feel like it's that kind of yin yang cycle, the ending of some things, the beginnings of something new, whether it's bittersweet, more bitter, more sweet. Either way, this can help balance that. So I hope that that's helpful. I think it's a helpful stone in general for a lot of what people have requested so far. There we go. Yeah, so that's black and white banded agate. Black tourmaline will bring in. Gotcha. Starting new endeavors. Oh, here's what I was looking for. Neuralgia and neuropathy also has a connection with pink tourmaline. And this is one that can also be really helpful for anything having to do with where we want to bring in unconditional love, any kind of hormonal balance, especially if it's like onset of puberty and things like that, muscle weakness, and helping relieve feelings of sort of like low self-image. This can be helpful for all of those things. So it's very small, these pieces I have here. This is pink tourmaline in quartz. Just so you can get a better view of it. But this can definitely help the nerve pain and numbness. I work with that one quite a bit too for that. Because I struggle with like nerve pain, muscle weakness. We also have picture jasper. This one helps with envisioning the future, but also for new endeavors. So healing and growing, this will be helpful for you. Seeing the big picture as well. So if you feel like you're kind of lost in the sauce of all the things going on in your life, this is a great one to see the big picture and how everything kind of comes together. Helps if you're kind of bogged down in the details, whether it's on a project or something or in life in general. Great for anytime you want to release. This is also a good one for kind of like the subtle fears and kidney energy, as well as the physical kidneys. Kidney energy relates in Chinese medicine, relates a lot to like fears and anxiety. Also helpful for anyone who's traveling or moving abroad or experiencing the opportunity to experience new cultures and to be able to be open to that and feel grounded in that. So we'll go ahead and we will bring, this is Picture Jasper. We'll bring that in. Leopard Skin Jasper is wonderful for anything that's impacting the skin, as well as parasites on the physical level, but also fantastic for connecting with our animal spirits, animal guides, and the animal kingdom. It's great for animal healing, so Dobby. And also for coordination and balance, if anyone's struggling with that. A lot of folks use this stone for vertigo and anything that's impacting the skin, especially used for fungal infections, or thought to be helpful for that. But really more of like a sacred stone to a lot of indigenous peoples in that it helps to connect with the animal realms and the animal kingdoms. Ooh. I missed a black and white banded agate. Go. Fantastic. Okay. Confusion. Gotcha. Definitely would say big picture, like Picture Jasper, that can kind of help bring everything together. Want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Picture Jasper sounds relevant AF. Right? It's like, I feel like a lot of people that's a really relevant stone for sure. You were given a beautiful large tiger eye pendant. What does it represent? Also love the look of labradorite, but told it could bring trouble. Which one is kidney energy? Kidney energy is the Picture Jasper. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, Picture Jasper. So letting go of fears and envisioning something that could be different and new. So not looking at the future through the fears that we have of things that have happened in the past. Labradorite can help with clairvoyance, and some people are like, around clairvoyance. Tiger eye can be, and I'll get tiger eye too. Labradorite can be really helpful for calming disputes, workplace harmony, but we use it here a lot of times for attention to detail, research, and study. I end up using that a lot for that kind of stuff. It's also great for finding, like if you're looking through a lot of things for an error, like me when I'm doing my bookkeeping. It's very helpful. But also taking joy in times of travel. So it helps better sleep too. So a lot of folks do use that. I'll bring that in because why not? And also for tiger eye, that's highly protective. It can protect against envy and jealousy too. But it's another one that I feel like it works really well with labradorite. In fact, we use them both here together quite a bit. So it's interesting that you are interested in both. This can also help seeing the big picture, much like Picture Jasper. It can help with, in a way, like detective work, where labradorite helps us to see all of the little details. This is the one that helps us to see like the big picture of all those details, to take all those pictures, all those small details together and come up with a picture of how everything relates to the next part. So if you're studying or researching or doing like sleuthing work, you can take all of the information and see the patterns that are there. Also really can help with bringing strength and courage too. It strengthens your sense of self. It works with the solar plexus. So let's bring some of that in too. But that's a beautiful gift, and it's a beautiful stone. But yeah, very protective. Protection and illumination are good ways to sum it up. Oh yeah, red tiger eye, absolutely. Oh, you got it, Heart. Absolutely. Good to see you, Heart. And we've also got red tiger eye. Red tiger eye is extremely protective, whether it's like mundane stuff like bullying and being picked on, or even like nasty spiritual work. It's great for all of the things in between, like sexism, gaslighting, all of those kinds of behaviors. It helps also with calling in money in very short notice. Like if you really need financial support really quickly, it's thought to be helpful for that as well. But here we often use it for being protective. And you can see like a little bit of how these relate to each other, the gold and the red together. You can see a little bit of difference. We also had a request for help with communication. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in blue tiger eye as well. So here's the red. And blue tiger eye. It's a really, really beautiful stone. So this is blue tiger eye. I'm just going to switch my screen so I can see what you are seeing. There we go. Can be a little bit difficult to show on camera, this one. So this is blue tiger eye. It also goes by the term hawk eye. You may have heard it called that, or falcon eye when it's blue. First of all, it adds a lot of calm and ease, that type of energy, but it is the great protector of truth tellers. So I often think of it as like the whistleblower stone. If you are someone who speaks the truth and then kind of has like the don't shoot the messenger thing where everybody's kind of coming at you, blue tiger eye. But also just communication in all the different ways, especially if you feel disempowered or fearful of communicating. This could be a really helpful stone. It's excellent for people who are writers to bring through information and how they want to express things. I haven't done a couple of lists yet, but I definitely will get to it. Yeah. Also with this one, blue tiger eye, facts over feelings. Facts over feelings, because sometimes that can be a hard one to kind of bring through. That can help you break through with what you're trying to say. Let's see. Unconditional love. Blue mist, Lemurian quartz. Kunzite, rhodonite, rhodochrosite. Let me just go ahead and I'm going to grab all the stones that have been requested. And then we'll bring them in. Ruby. Pardon the noise of that. Moonstone. Malachite and indigo gabbro. Kunzite is here. Seizure activity, maybe? I'm so sorry to hear that. Let's see. Marian blue mist. Unakite. And stomach issues for sure. Mahogany obsidian, garnet, lapis, garnet. We have lapis. For heart stuff, I'm going to bring in some tourmalinated quartz, which helps to break up blockages in the body, within the cardiac system, on the skin, and energetically. This is also protective of people who are traveling, helps with manifesting new job, new ways of earning money, new streams of income, whether it's a gig, new job, entrepreneurial ventures, all of the above. Can even help with manifesting like a better place to live or be. Black tourmaline is highly protective, and when it runs through clear quartz, it's something that can help us like deep clear any blockages within, both spiritually and energetically. So let's go ahead and place that here. We also have malachite. This can help us to move through times of change, breaking up those blockages, letting go of things that don't serve, even if it's something we don't want to let go of. It really does help support us as we move through all of the feelings of closing the doors that need to be closed. So we'll bring in that malachite. We're also going to bring in some indigo gabbro. This is one that helps to bring our tendencies that are, I like to think of it as detrimental tendencies, the things that we do that set us backward, that get in our own way, the ways in which we are our own worst enemy. It brings them to light so that we can see them and start to work on them without so much like the self-blame and being self-deprecating, but like being very clear. So it can bring that forward. So it works really well with malachite for that reason too. Ruby is excellent for leadership, and I feel like it goes super well with garnet, which is my birthstone because it's the January birthstone. Garnet brings courage and creativity to anything that is either a big project or a big goal or something new. It could be whether it's an entrepreneurial venture, a new job, or just a new project, something that you're working on. It helps you to take those bold steps. It helps you to feel supported in times of challenge, but it also allows you to see the best way to do something and be creative and like, okay, that'll get it done, but what's the best way? What's the most efficient way? What's the easiest way? So garnet, where ruby is more of a stone that can be helpful for, just seeing where I put this. There we go. Ruby is more like leadership. So they go together really well in that regard. Leadership is like if somebody gets a promotion to like a managerial position, I'm definitely wanting to get them some ruby. And these are some smaller pieces of ruby. This is how it naturally looks right out of the ground. It's not always clear, but these are just how it actually, and these were not cut into this shape. This is how corundum forms. Ruby and sapphire are both members of the same family, corundums. They're like a 9 on the Mohs scale of hardness. Diamond is a 10. So these are very, very strong, and they actually do form like this. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring some ruby in. Helps you to take charge. See the best way to take all of the things that you have to do and all of the assets and resources that you have and organize them in the best possible way. Kunzite is incredible, unconditional love. It basically raises the vibration of your heart center and what you're able to hold there and the capacity that you have in your heart. Absolutely love it. Yeah, big crowd today. Yeah. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter when you watch it, it'll still work because time and space are just kind of an illusion when it comes to Reiki energy. And I will explain that a little bit more, but definitely works. Oh, something for digestion. I know I saw another good one today for digestion. Yeah. I was doing more research on Zoisite, so we'll bring that in just a moment. But for right now, I wanted to bring in Moonstone. So Moonstone is very much related to Labradorite. They're in the same family of stones. These are all different types and styles of Moonstone, but Moonstone is connection to divine wisdom, ancient wisdom, the divine feminine. I like to think of it as being very aligned with the tarot card of the High Priestess. Secrets, connection with the cycles of earth and nature, protective of women, protective of travelers, but also helps to attract spiritually significant relationships. Oh, okay, cool. Well, with Reiki, basically everything with Reiki, it's the energy is basically flowing through the universe. Like, this is the nutshell, but I'll give the bigger explanation later. But the nutshell of it is this: the energy is flowing through and connected to all of us already anyway. So it doesn't matter when we are or where we are, we can connect with it. So you can be watching this in the future and it'll still reach you. It's something that I do sometimes when I need a session during the day. So I watch an old episode and it's just like, I get to sit in the vibes of it. But yeah, it's because we're all interconnected to begin with. So it reminds us that, oh, it doesn't matter when we get to kind of connect with each other energetically to get that healing too. So I'll explain it a little bit more, but that's the nutshell. So Jet, Moonstone, Zoisite can be really helpful for things like fertility and with connecting with nature, especially. I use this a lot of times when folks are struggling with like seasonal affective disorder. But it's also really helpful for apathy and sluggishness when it comes to facing our problems, like when we're really reticent to step in, like, oh, I know that's going to be a roadblock. I don't want to do it, so I'm going to kind of like not. And we avoid things. This helps with that. It also helps with getting back on track after setbacks. It can be really helpful alongside chrysoprase for things like that. But it also is thought to be really helpful for the bowels, the colon, any kind of digestive upset, especially things that would have you like facing like gas or gas pains. This can be really helpful. Or as they would say in Chinese medicine, wind pains. It's like, yeah, that's a way to say it. So that is Zoisite. Oh, cool. Yeah, there's a whole bunch to enjoy. Rhodonite helps with grief and unrequited love, breakup. It's often thought of as like the breakup stone. It's generally like pink and black, where rhodochrosite, which I'll show us in a moment, is pink and white. But this is one that can help us with all of those things that I mentioned: unrequited love and breakup, end of a relationship, but also loss of love through grief or passing of the individual. It also helps with folks that are dealing with anything having to do with the lungs, which I know so many people who are sick right now, but also anyone who's overcoming belittling or emotional abuse. This can be a really helpful stone. So that's rhodonite. Rhodochrosite is helpful of mother-child bonding. So I see that someone has a newborn, so this helps. Helps with that bonding. It also helps with heart and circulation, which we did have a request for that. connecting with deceased ancestors, pets, things like that, as well as asthma and stress headaches. So yeah, parent-child bonding, especially mother-child bonding, and particularly inner child work. Rhodochrosite. Blue Mist Lemurian Quartz, which was a beautiful gift to us from Cora Carr and Vincent. Excellent for healing the past, especially like childhood trauma, and releasing emotional pain from the past so that we can step forward and maybe expect some better opportunities in the future, something better for ourselves. Definitely great for learning self-healing, like new ways of self-healing, and to get into your self-healing journey, as well to learn about yourself. If you're on a journey of self-discovery, this can be a really exceptional crystal. So let's go ahead and bring these in here. Unakite can be helpful for fertility, anything having to do with women's health, any point in the hormone journey. Helps with metabolism, especially if that's linked to hormones, as well as the fluids in the body. So if you're having issues with anything from edema to blood pressure, this is thought to be helpful, and also one of the go-to stones for things like quitting smoking. So Unakite. I love the vibe of Unakite. It's so earthy and grounded. Mahogany obsidian helps us release the idea of perfectionism, especially if we're struggling to do something because it's like, it's not perfect yet, it's not perfect yet, it's not quite done, and it's been going on for years, and it's like, what do you have so far? I'm not ready to show. This is a good one. It's also great for meeting goals and giving us strength and vitality. I was researching some stones recently, and Grace, this one has a strong linkage to helping things like carpal tunnel. So I thought of you when I saw that. And also it's thought to help heal the skin, especially deep healing of the skin, release need for approval, like feeling like we need to be approved of for the output, like what we do. Like this needs to be perfect so that someone will see it and I will be validated, kind of thing. It helps us to break that down. Also helps to release anger that's been really, really suppressed. Yeah, it's very much a Virgo stone. It is so a Virgo stone. Absolutely a Virgo stone. I hope that this is helpful for you. Let's see. Lapis is another stone that can be helpful with finding the best job opportunities and things, manifesting people to work with. It's a stone of integrity, whether we're looking to cultivate more integrity within ourselves or people who embody that. Also helps with pain and inflammation, and it sounds like a few of you could use that help. What stone is it? Mahogany obsidian, Grace. Mahogany obsidian. And so this is lapis. This, like I said, it helps with deep communication and truth and honesty, so another communication stone. It also helps with folks that are struggling with disorganization. Much like Unakite, this is good for people that struggle with balance and coordination, even vertigo, as well as personal responsibility, being honest, and sharing openly. So, really good one. Yeah, I put them in, like on my website, if you go to learnreikiphiladelphia.com, in my shop, I put the astrological affinities in, but there's a book that goes into it really well. In fact, Cassandra Eason's Healing Crystals is a book that goes into that. It definitely mentions all of the astrological affiliations. Also Healing with Crystals by Chase and Pollock. Both of those books go into that. So I hope that's helpful. Yeah, so here is the lapis that I mentioned. Let's go ahead and, where shall we place you? Let's put that near the garnet and the ruby. Add a stone for fever? Absolutely. Let's go for iolite. We know iolite was going to be in here either way. It's in every grid. This does so many different things. This aids weight loss if that's a goal of yours. Like we said, it's thought to help fever, money management, so making the most of the resources you do have, and sleep disturbances. It really does aid sleep, especially if your sleep is disturbed from like intuitive stuff, but also one that's thought to help with intuitive connection, like seeing things through our intuitive connection, whether it's visionary meditation, shamanic journeying, that kind of stuff. Really helpful stone. So let's go ahead and place this here close to the labradorite. So if anyone has any need for good sleep, we will get that there. Oh, Jennifer, there you are. Headache, backache, stress. You got it. This is what I was looking for those of you that were looking for help with like IBS, Crohn's, like digestive upset. Dalmatian jasper can be really helpful for that as well. Things like IBS all the way to Crohn's and all of the things in between. It's also something that can help with clearing the energy in our body, much like this tourmalinated quartz. This is black tourmaline running through jasper. So it's taking the much needed black tourmaline, which helps to clear not so great energy and keep it at bay. It's basically bringing it through our auric field, so deep clearing our energy, allowing us to let anything go that we're no longer needing. So digestion help and energetic clearing. Let's see. Something to help us know our own worth. Gotcha. Self-worth, one of the things that can really help that is Amazonite. Also seeing your own value and standing up for yourself is red jasper too. That allows us to kind of stand up and say like, okay, I understand where I fit into everything. So how and why am I not quite fitting here? It's like standing up against injustice and making sure that you're treated fairly too. So that can be really helpful. Let's see. I know I've missed a couple. Tree agate and emerald. Emerald is great for healing the skin and tissue regardless of where it is in the body, and for revitalizing passion for work and love life, as well as like really great for upper respiratory anything, lungs, whether you're struggling with bronchitis or asthma or upper respiratory infection. It's helpful for the sinuses, everything. It also helps to replenish self-confidence, which can also help to some extent with what Heart was expressing. So especially if anyone's been teased or belittled or put down because of anything that's like kind of like a low blow, like bully on the playground kind of thing, whether it's something about appearance or something about weight or something that would be an obvious sensitivity that we've internalized, it can help us to move through that as well. So this is Emerald. I'm going to sneak some emerald in here near the Unakite. Tree agate can be helpful for, this is one that's also helpful for nerves, but really anything throughout the body. It helps to get the energy flowing throughout the body really, really well. It's actually sacred in Ayurveda. This one is tumbled. This one is raw, and it came to me shaped like a heart, and I pulled it aside. I'm like, that's for me. But yeah, this is thought to clear the nadis, N-A-D-I, the kind of like the tributaries of the energy system that we see when we think of chakras. It's the more fine, minute, and detailed way in which energy flows throughout the body. So it helps to clear them, balance them, harmonize them, and get the energy flowing on even the most mundane levels in the body. So very balancing. And let's put this one here. And Dee, happy birthday to you too. Blue kyanite we have, Caribbean blue calcite, carnelian, peridot, peridot, carnelian, sapphire. Okay. So carnelian helps with apathy and laziness when it comes to kind of like your soul's dreams, but also great for manifesting spiritually aligned relationships and your soulmate and things like that. This is related to the sacral chakra, which has everything to do with how we relate to each other. So relationships in their most fundamental way, not just romantic ones. This can help with harmonizing the way people get along. So it's great for like a disjointed kind of workplace or a family gathering, anything like that. Also really helpful for creativity and bringing that out, sexuality and sexual dysfunction, as well as fertility. Also great for cold and allergies and wound healing. It's thought to be really helpful for those. So that's carnelian. Very common and popular stone for so many reasons, and of course because it's beautiful. Sapphire is excellent for intuitive connection, psychic ability, channeling, mediumship. It can be somewhat ungrounding if you're not used to it, but this is one that helps us to connect with the spiritual channel and to, in a way, almost translate what we're getting intuitively to give to someone else. So if you are channeling or doing mediumship for someone else, this is one that can really, really help you to get the connection to the source material and make it something that the person you're sharing it with can find meaningful and helpful to them. Fit everybody in the grid. We've got the room. Yes, we do. Peridot helps with breaking up bad habits and limiting cycles. It can also help bolster friendships that support a more balanced you and your new, better habits. This one also, in my research, has a strong affinity to working with the bowels, with IBS, with digestion discomfort and digestive dysfunction. Also thought to be helpful for things like anger and jealousy. But yeah, a great stone of friendship too. So really helps strengthen those friendships that are healthy and good for you. So let's go ahead and sprinkle some around. Cool. Can't really have too much of that, can we? No, we cannot. Releasing fear and getting things done when it seems overwhelming and intimidating. Definitely garnet, red jasper, also I feel like I want to bring in some mookaite for you. Mookaite aids with making decisions. Mookaite goes by Australia jasper. And it also is really helpful for accepting change, as well as, this is another one which can calm digestion, as well as it's thought to help boost the immune system to some extent. But yeah, it's a great one for accepting change and making decisions, especially when you feel like it's hard to make a decision about moving forward. You feel a little bit stuck and fearful, and whether or not you're sure why, mookaite can be helpful. Let's see. And I'm going to try to get to all of the ones that I see here. Okay, so let me start from the top and see if I didn't miss any. If I did miss any, now's the time to shout them back in the chat so I can get them in there. Blending kitty families. Leopard skin jasper is helpful, but for nervous pets, which might be kind of like the underlying thing, black obsidian is helpful. So I'll throw that in there for you, Susan. This is great for trauma in any capacity. It's very, very protective. Also very helpful for grief. It's thought to help absorb the tears. This is one that can be, especially in times of physical shock, like immediately following trauma, this is a reach for stone. But yeah, calming down nervous animals, I've used this a lot for that. We've got ametrine and hematite. Hematite is very grounding. It allows us to move energy into the earth so that we can it allows us to gently let go of the energy that no longer serves. And it's long been, and when I say long, it's even written about in the Bible, that this is thought to help clear impurities from the blood. This is a stone that has a high iron content, so when it cracks open, you see a lot of red. And so it was thought to help clear and purify the blood. And today it's used to kind of clear and purify our own energy, and it's used very much for grounding. So feeling that we are connected here to earth, able to move forward a little bit more freely, make decisions a little bit more freely, and be connected with our physical body. I think Jen had a request for back pain, And I do have Amazonite in there. There's also iolite and labradorite to help with sleep. Ametrine, we talked a little bit about citrine, where it helps with balancing the logic and the intuitive parts of the mind, and also with calling on our abundance. Citrine comes from amethyst. When amethyst is exposed to lots of heat and pressure over time, it turns into citrine. Amethyst has deep healing properties on the spiritual level, with self-improvement, not getting so angry at ourselves, and sort of forgiving ourselves and making room to do better next time, self-accountability, and opening to new ways of experiencing spirituality. When the two stones appear together, it makes all of those properties even that much more spiritual and special, helping us to feel connected to the earth and ourselves, while we're also open to intuition and guidance. There we go. Chronic kidney disease, definitely the picture, jasper. Work-related anxiety. Kitties is jet. Zest for living, emerald can cover that. And, oh, black tourmaline. And we have tourmalinated quartz and Dalmatian jasper. And this is what black tourmaline all on its own looks like. So those streaks of black tourmaline that you saw running through the tourmalinated quartz, this is what it looks like when it is just forming on its own, when it's allowed to form to be quite large. This helps to repel negative or less than desirable energy, and is very grounding. I've even gone so far as to crush this up and sew it into curtains. It works like a charm. But it can help you to keep kind of an energy boundary around different things if you want to keep not great energy around. I've also used it to keep my office and my bedroom areas feeling separate, and it works well for that too. It's just kind of a great empath type stone. All of those. Rhodonite, rhodochrosite, got it. Blue marine quartz, we got it. Wow, seems like lots of us are having digestive issues tonight, huh? Hey, Sam. Good to see you. I agree, Joyce. Hematite does work really quickly. Oh, Chris, you lit a candle. Thank you. Maria, welcome in. Add a stone for strength and releasing harsh judgment and following forgiveness and compassion. I'll bring in Aquamarine for forgiveness. A great stone for releasing harsh judgments is mahogany obsidian, which is there. I'm going to bring in Aquamarine for forgiveness. And also for releasing harsh judgments to a point, like releasing the, like basically having more patience with people, releasing any anger or resentment, do mortarite. I'm going to bring that in. Aquamarine, like I said, helps with forgiveness. It also deflects pettiness. Can be great for all the fluids in the body. It's thought to help the gums and the teeth. And also, I like to think of it as like it's helpful for anybody who is like perpetually aggrieved and to deflect them from your field. So like, I like to think of it as the anti-Karen stone. Like Karen, not the name of an actual person, but the meme Karen. Yeah, this helps with that kind of energy. People who kind of enjoy being angry or find a reason to be angry often, it can kind of help dispel that energy. Dumortierite, like I said, it helps with anger, resentment, and with patience, which sometimes that can be part of what's involved in the harsh judgments. It also helps with standing up for yourself. So heart, that's for you. Also great for ligaments and tendons and those kinds of connective tissues. Uranus-like energy, which is very chaotic energy. And if you tend towards being untidy and being kind of messy, this can help you tend towards tidiness. So this is Dumortierite. This was a gift from Jennifer Vatz's crystal store, which you can find on Etsy, Belladonna's Botanicals. So let's put some Dumortierite right here. And right here. Okay, cool. I've memorized a lot, I research a lot, and I've been working with stones since I was like really little, but also I help myself to like remember them all on the fly. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot tell a lie. Oh wow, our camera's kind of crooked here. One of the cats climbed up here earlier. But here, my memory is good for things like this. Sometimes I just like check in with the energy. Like if I'm closing my eyes and talking, I'm just feeling the energy and just telling you what I feel. But I also have crib notes. So yeah, this is how I keep the crystals. I have a whole thing that I built here that has all of the crystals aimed towards me. And I keep them all in things like this in alphabetical order so I can grab them. And then I have even more over here. It's all bespoke over here. Everything is just for me. But I think that's it. Yeah, Aquamarine is the anti-Karen stone. Definitely one to give anyone you know that works in customer service. Definitely helpful. So thank you all so much for being here. And let's see, any others that I want to add? Yeah, I kind of want to add Celestite. Yeah, crib notes, whatever works. It's an open book test, right? Life is an open book test if we let it be one. Discerning thoughts and fears, because a lot of folks were talking about like fears and letting go of things and things being in the way. Yeah, you can store them this way. These are just cotton bags that I bought. Like when you buy crystals on my website, these are what I send them in. Each stone, it's protective, and I'm not using plastic. I hate using plastic. If I can avoid it, I'd rather. So I use these cotton bags. They last longer anyway. They're more protective of the stones. And so I use them here. I use them everywhere. They're biodegradable. It'll be fine. So I should just start selling like large quantities of them because I buy them in massive bulk. I have a lot of them. I have cases of them here of different size bags. But yeah, they are helpful. This is Celestite, which helps us connect with our angels. It's very angelic. This allows us to kind of transcend the physical experience of pain a little bit when we feel our angels a little bit closer, helps us connect with our soul's purpose a little bit more, but it also allows us to better discern what's a thought and what's a fear. So it's sort of like, I feel fearful. Is that my intuition warning me, or is that just my fear center saying be scared? And if you're having trouble deciding which it might be, Celestite can be very helpful. So I thought this might be good, so, around all of the requests that you all had today. So let's do Thank you. Yeah, it is really full, but it is really lovely. Let's do some celestite here and here. And I am going to go ahead and do that thing where I explain a little bit about how Reiki works and how the distance Reiki works and how the rest of this is going to go. While I do that, I'm going to go ahead and ask that those of you who've been here before and heard me go through the explanation a million times, go ahead and help me rise the vibration by thinking of all the things you're grateful for. You can think of them to yourself. You can enter them into the chat, whatever feels better for you, whatever feels right, and whatever you feel like sharing in a public forum. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the stream. That helps people find me. And, you know, of course, do all the YouTuber things. Share, tell people, tell them to come on over here. I'm just so happy all of you are here. This is a really awesome 42nd birthday. And if somebody had told 6-year-old me that when you grow up, you're going to get to like wear crystals and hang out with crystals and help people feel better, and that's going to be your job, I would have been stoked. I would have been so happy. And that there's animals in the house, 6-year-old me would be so happy. So thank you for being here and being a part of a very awesome day. So, as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name is Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and if you want to learn more about my live online Reiki certification classes, community Discord, crystal shop, or social media, all of that is linked in the description below. And if you're watching this in the future, all of the regular days and times that I stream are listed there as well. So, what is Reiki? The style of Reiki that I work with is known as Usui Reiki, and it's named after this particular style's founder, Mikao Usui, and this style was founded in the early 1920s in Japan. Mikao Usui studied and practiced lots of different forms of spirituality, including he was a Tendai Buddhist monk, which is an esoteric form of Buddhism. But he also, being Japanese, the indigenous spirituality of Japan is Shintoism. And this was a big part of his life too. It was actually the state religion of Japan at the time. And in Shintoism, in short, what's relevant here is everything is interconnected. Everything. People, plants, animals, planet. Everything is interconnected. And everyone and everything are sharing on a certain level of energy. So energy is basically, as we are all interconnected and we are our own individual beings, but we do kind of overlap, there are forces in the universe that are beyond the individual, but that we share in. One of those being a spiritually guided sort of a spiritually guided soul energy or life energy. And that's usually how Reiki is translated in the West. Essentially, this energy is an energy that's already flowing through you and everyone and everything right now. And your body, mind, and spirit are working with it to help bring the best balance and healing to you in this particular moment. Even if we haven't consciously worked with Reiki energy, it's flowing through us and our body's making the best of it. We're mostly made of water, yet we don't really think about it that way. We do need water for even the most basic fundamental processes in our body on every level. Yet when we drink water, we can't really decide how that water gets used with very little exception. And we don't have to. Our body, mind, and spirit automatically know how to use it. Very much the same with this Reiki energy. So essentially what I'll be doing with this practice that Mikao Usui created is connecting to this energy source that's already flowing through all of us everywhere and directing more of it to you to help support your body, mind, and spirit to do even more good on your behalf. At any point in time, you can set any intentions for your healing, be they really specific and really, or really spiritual or really mundane or really physical. You can simply think about it, bring it to the universe, and just share it. And that will be supported. You don't have to shout it out into the chat if you don't want to. You can go ahead and just think about it at any time during the session. During the session, I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights down. They will move slowly and gently through many different colors, but they will not flash or strobe. And I'll turn up some music. And if you'd like to hear more about our music creator, go ahead and look at the bottom of the description. The link to her YouTube channel is there, and you can enjoy her things firsthand. Additionally, while you are enjoying the Reiki wherever you happen to be, just the same way that we are all interconnected, and it doesn't matter where you are in relation to me in terms of miles or kilometers, it also doesn't matter when you are here. So if you're watching this in the future, hello from the past, you can absolutely just set an intention to enjoy the energy wherever this happens to meet you, and it will absolutely do it. As you enjoy the session, you don't have to do anything. I usually suggest that you find the most comfortable position for yourself that you possibly can, whether it's sitting up, laying down, grabbing a pillow or a blanket, eyes open, eyes closed, it doesn't matter. This time is for you. So I will do all of the work. You don't have to focus on anything. You don't have to keep your mind silent. Reiki will support you wherever and however you happen to be. You may feel Reiki manifesting on the physical level and actually feel physical changes in your body. You may notice your emotions shifting, either releasing or noticing new ones coming up. For your mental well-being, you might start to hear your subconscious come up or start to think some things through that you've had difficulty working through previously. Or on a spiritual level, you might get some intuition or just get some guidance that's really helpful. You also might just kind of take a really relaxing nap, and it could be and probably will be some combination of all of those things. During the session, you can do whatever feels right, whether it's simply sitting comfortably or even taking a few stretches or journaling, whatever feels right to you. I will send Reiki to you for 25 minutes, and at the end of that session, you'll hear my voice welcome you back to take a deep breath, start to come back to your body. And at that time, I'll reopen the chat, and you can ask any questions that you happen to have. You can share any experiences that you feel you want to share, whatever feels right. I'll be here to help walk you through it. And if you're watching this in the future or think of a question later, you can use the comments, and I'll do my best to get back to you. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I hope that you enjoy this. There is the energy of the crystals is definitely palpable, and being that we all built that together, that's a tangible example of communal chi in action. That's a Chinese medicine concept that the more people come together with the same or similar intention, the greater the energy is magnified. So it's like the greater potential for healing for all of us here. So everyone that took part in this, thank you so much for your contribution. I love being here. I love holding this space. It is an honor and a privilege to share some Reiki energy with all of you today, wherever and whenever you happen to be. And thank you so much for being here. So let's go ahead back to the chat, and we will sink into some beautiful Reiki vibes. Ooh, yummy. This looks so nice. Again, the camera is just a little crooked. Yep, the foster kittens are like, yay, we like this desk. And I'm like, oh my goodness, but there's a camera mounted to it. Please don't. There we go. But their little paws are just so cute when they jump up here. And thank you for all the beautiful well wishes in the chat. Oh, thank you, Joyce. I enjoyed spending time with all of you on my birthday. This was super fun. Yeah, I'm thankful for all of you. You guys are amazing. So thank you all for being here. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Awesome. What lovely well wishes. So all of you go ahead, get nice and cozy. I'm going to crank up those beautiful tunes, turn down the light. I hope that you all have a beautiful session, and I will see you in 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes if you'd like. So many of you have heard my cat's purring. This is Gertie snoring. If they fall asleep while they're purring, they snore. And for those of you who are new here, these were my foster babies. And I failed the foster and I kept 2 of the 3. Hey! So that's it for failing upward. Oh, somebody's waking up. Thank you all so much for being here. This was an awesome birthday and I loved being here with all of you. I got to teach Reiki today. I got to hang out and do Reiki with all of you and play with crystals tonight. Joyce, the stone in the middle, the pinkish purpley looking one, that's pink kunzite. And then the kind of square one underneath, the copper, is jade. And here is Gertie. Yeah, you okay? Aw. Hattie is at my feet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all so much for being here. It's been an honor and a privilege to share today with all of you. Don't forget there's a crystal sale. My birthday means presents for you. If you go to learnreikiphiladelphia.com/shop, there's a link in the description. Through Tuesday, January 17th, ending at midnight, it's 15% off any crystal purchase, $25 or more. If you use coupon code THISIS42, the number's 42. I'll enter it in chat. This is 42, all one word, because it's my 42nd birthday. So you get to save some money. So and there's the link in chat too. Thank you. I will have a great rest of my day. I really appreciate all of you so much. Thank you, and you're welcome. Thank you, everybody. Super loving this crown here. We had a nice full chat today. Thank you to all the new folks who joined us. Thank you to all the returning folks who welcomed them in when I was walking through everything. I really appreciate that. All the love that you show new folks coming in. That is everything and more that you can do. Definitely liking, if you want to join me again, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good YouTuber stuff. But really being here and enjoying the live stream with me is everything. And I'm so grateful to have you all here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Camille, you're so welcome. All of you are welcome here. My next stream is Tuesday at 10 a.m., Wednesday at 4 p.m., Fridays at 4 and 8 p.m., and Sundays at 8 p.m. Those are the regular days and times. All of those are East Coast U.S. times, or EST. Thank you. Thank you. Yay, 42. So what do we do for a 42nd birthday? We go to bed and get nice sleep. Yay! No, I wake up tomorrow and I'm getting a Reiki session sent right to me in bed. But I do that every Monday. So the benefit of being, working for yourself. You can decide that every Monday morning before you even get out of bed, unless you want to get out of bed and get a coffee, just hang out and somebody's going to call you and send you a Reiki session right in bed. And it's pretty amazing. And of course, I'll have the little babies joining me in bed too. Oh, thank you all so much. This has been an awesome birthday. All of you rock. I really appreciate all of you. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close with an abundance of gratitude for all of you. And I hope that I get to see you again soon. Take care of each other. Be well and have a beautiful week. Bye for now.